The Dappervolk Beta is ongoing. It started on March 8th. It is currently March 19th. Let's talk about what's going on, what it's looking like, and the general reception. First things first, let's talk about the first registration window. There was a minor setback. There was a planned registration window, and when the time came for those early access members with their beta keys to sign up for their accounts and log in, the sign-up page did not accept their access codes. The Dappervolk team quickly responded to this and pushed back the registration window. Because so many users were trying to sign up their account during that time and submitting multiple forms, I have to admit, I did it myself. I was freaking out. The account numbers were inflated when we were able to log in and register. The Dappervolk team shut down registration at that time, and they decided how they were going to address this issue because many people take their ID numbers very seriously. They went through and they reattributed those numbers, and my account ID number is 176. And then from that point on, they've been holding regular registration windows, not only for beta key holders, but also for the general populace. So if you haven't had a chance to get Dappervolk access so far, be it you could not afford to participate in crowdfunding, or you did not have the means, or you didn't know about it, you could still access Dappervolk if you pay attention and you maintain surveillance of their registration windows. I believe in you. I believe that you will be able to do it if you're interested in doing it. So just stay aware and keep track of the registration windows, and you should be able to get access. Like I said, my account number is 176. I thought that the registration window was handled very well in their issues. They were able to tackle them head on and communicate effectively with the public on what was going on. You always expect that something is going to go wrong, and I am consistently impressed with the Dappervolk team and not only how professional their cadence is, because that's nice, but also their technical proficiency. This site has not exploded. This is light years ahead of Clanheart's soft launch and the early days of Flight Rising. So this is incredible. Everything, whenever I'm seeing any kind of feedback from people in the forums or chat rooms that it was a disaster, I'm like, welcome to your first beta, because this is going beautifully. They are doing an incredible job so far. Now let's talk about the content and some things that have changed. I just wanted to talk about that little technical aspect for those of you who may not have been following. As for game content, I haven't left Louise Hill yet. If you follow the plot, you know what that means. But if you don't, I haven't left the first town yet. I just haven't put many hours into it. But I have been following the game updates. So let's talk about the things that you guys have mentioned and also that I've noticed. Mindy Horn left a really great comment on one of my videos about the starting process of the game and what would be called a tutorial. Now, I don't really think that this is a big criticism of a game that is just now launching beta. Flight Rising didn't really add in that daily activity log until they just released the site publicly. So I honestly think that tutorials are something that develop over a long period of time. However, I thought that Mindy made a very good point that the amount of time that you spend in the first town doing the introductory tasks that introduce you to the mechanics of the game take a very long period of time. This is something I mentioned before in my initial review of the alpha, that you need, as a game developer, to find out what your rewarding activities are in game and then teach those to the players in order to hook them. When a player is new, you need to hook them right away or else they're not going to get into your game. What is the amount of time a player needs to play in order to get hooked into your game? How can you reduce that and remain competitive with other games in your space? Please ask yourself, how can we give endorphins to our players? What can we do that makes them say, I need to play Dappervolk tonight because I need to progress my gameplay, because I feel good when I progress my gameplay because the game goes out of its way to make me feel good. An example of putting this to action would be taking an early quest. For instance, there's a quest at the very beginning of the game that teaches a core gameplay mechanic that takes 12 hours. And it's not active 12 hours, it's a countdown timer. And in order to communicate to the users that this is a rewarding activity and that they should stick around to the end of it, a really intelligent way to drive that home would to give the user a one-time use item at the start of that quest that they use in that quest that they're prompted to use that immediately completes that countdown. So instead of waiting 12 hours, it takes them 30 seconds. The user learns, hey, this usually takes 12 hours, but for the sake of tutorial, it's going to take 20 seconds. I'm going to understand how this core gameplay mechanic works, and then I can set up the next one to go while I continue with the game. Now, I don't think this is huge. I don't think that there's going to be a very large drop-off in users at this point of time. However, I think that if the site did go public with this being an early quest, that Dappervolk would see an unfortunate amount of users discontinue playing Dappervolk after their first game session. So the challenge is just make the game appealing and understandable in a short amount of time so that you do not lose interested parties who are not interested in waiting around to understand what the attract of the game is. On that exact same note, from that same stream of consciousness, from that initial review of the alpha, was my call out that there wasn't enough of a ding. And a ding in gaming, you may know from World of Warcraft, is when you complete a quest or an activity or you level up and there is a visual recognition of you completing something. And so this is gradually known as a ding. I've come to regularly use just that phrase. And that was one of my feedbacks. You have to do something that gives the users endorphins. That's like a clear standout, pat on the back, you did it. And Dappervolk implemented a ding, and it's great. I feel like it could be a little bit more descriptive, telling you what you did in regards to what. But I really enjoyed that they added a ding. I think it adds a lot, and it's good to have a mile marker of success. Another response to feedback that was implemented is the segmentation of the pet diary to have obtainable pets in a different category than unobtainable pets. So it's currently split up between obtainable, seasonable, and retiring pets. And this is a lot to do with the criticism of how Flight Rising's bestiary is organized. So it's really exciting to see the game understand the criticism and respond, and changes nothing about gameplay, but it changes everything about how you perceive the priorities in the game. And I think it's incredible that this was changed and added, and I really like it. Directly related to that pet diary, we've addressed this before, the concept that some pets will be unobtainable. When I discussed this with Quislings, and I covered this in a previous video, it will be very hard for users to get all pets. It's not going to be like Flight Rising Familiars, where if you are on top of the game, you could actually have most of them as long as you're willing to put in that kind of time and effort. On Dappervolk, the quests branch, and there was a comment left by Emily Ann about this that I wanted to address. And I thought I kind of spoke to it, and I know that Quislings has spoke to it a little bit, but because of how the quests branch and you won't be able to get every item, you won't be able to get every pet. That's an interesting thing to keep in mind while you're looking at the pet diary. This is a game that is similar to Flight Rising, however, it's going to shake out a little bit differently, it's going to be expressed differently, and that's something to keep in mind when going through Dappervolk. In summary of the beta so far, it's going incredible. The technical aspects, the site is working. There has been a little bit of lag at times, but you're going to expect that when many people are accessing a site for the first time. It's totally normal. With the game flow aspects, that's why you have betas. Everything is getting sorted out with weighting different quests differently and different time to different quests. That's a normal thing. That's why we have beta. I'm happy with how responsive the team has been. We haven't had any type of ethical crises with the team as well, so that's another major success of the beta so far. I'm excited to see how it continues to grow and the direction it goes. I think that this is a great game. The art is beautiful. It only gets better. I'm ready to see where this goes. I'm going at a very steady pace. I haven't been spending hours at the game, but the only thing I've been spending hours on is Neopets Charity Corner lately, which says a lot about me. But I am excited to have the opportunity to continue playing Dappervolk because I've missed it for so long, and now that it's back, I've got my teeth in it. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm just sticking to it. I hope you guys are all enjoying it. Like I said, if you haven't had a chance to sign up yet, just keep your eyes glued on their webpage to see when the next registration window that you can get in is, and I believe that you can do it. My account number is 176. I'm having a great time. If you want to send a message or comment on my page, there's actually side quests to do that, and I am totally open to receiving your comments. All right. Thanks for watching. Today is my birthday. Be nice to me if you see me. Realistically, no one will. But yeah, I'm going through an interesting time in my life, and it's exciting that you guys are here with me, and I hope that this video covered the things that you wanted to see. Please tell me what you think of Dappervolk in the comments with their progress so far. I'm really interested in hearing everybody's different perspective, especially people who've been playing more than I have, which isn't hard to do. All right, happy March 20th to Julie. Happy spring to everyone, because that's what it means. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!